So
Happy
Joshua,
Tuesday, Carlin.
happy Tuesday, Joshua. So have you noticed anything different on the Twitters?
I've not, although I haven't gone on really. So
Twitter is like a whole new world now that
a
Elon
whole
Musk is
new
a
world.
whole new world. They're bringing back all the goodies. They're bringing back James Lindsay is now back on Twitter. His account has been reinstated. They're bringing back Nick Rekieta is back on Twitter. Project Veritas is back on Twitter. All the people who got wrongfully banned are now slowly migrating and having their accounts unlocked under the reign of Musk.
So it's like the wild, wild west, essentially.
It is a little bit like the Wild Wild West. Like people are really kind of testing limits. They're testing boundaries. James Lindsay is saying groomer a lot just because like he's trying to prove a point. And it's like, you know what? It's cool though. Like Elon Musk is obviously having a good time with it. He has fired 75% of Twitter's staff. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think Elon Musk is just a little bit too smug for my taste, to be honest with you.
Really?
And I certainly don't like how he's gave that ultimatum to employees right before the holidays. Like you have to work an outrageous amount of hours. Like we're in holiday season. Like we should be winding down, not working outrageous amount of hours in order to keep our job. He's just a smug prick is my feeling, quite frankly.
I don't know that I agree with you. Like you got to think like the environment on Twitter has been extremely lax for the last several years with many engineers only working like 4 hours a week or some such shit.
Okay, fair enough.
So they've had it easy for a really long time. And I could totally understand him saying like, this is like a new dawn of a new day. We're not fucking around anymore because he's trying to identify the people who actually want to be there versus the people who are only there for activists. And so I like that he pushed them to like a decision point. And to be fair, it's not like he just fired them and put them out in the street. He fired them and gave them like 3 months severance or something like that, which in Silicon Valley, these people are going to be able to go pretty much anywhere else and get another job. So it's not going to be hard for them to find another job. And if they don't want to show up and work, like F them.
Well, nobody's saying that he should hire them and have them not work, but I would think as an former or current even organizational psychologist,
when I feel like it,
that you wouldn't really abide by his like new rules.
Absolutely not.
I'm surprised that you think that it's fair that he would put that duress on them. Like, okay, work. What I don't know exactly what he said, but I think that he said something.
He said that they were going hardcore, and if you weren't willing to go hardcore, here's your 3 months severance.
And hardcore means working what, 90 hours a week?
I think it means working at all. I mean, I think in regards to Twitter, the reality is this: Elon Musk paid $44 billion for that business. He had like the business was already like running, I think, like a deficit, which means that they basically they had way too many employees in way too many frivolous programs. And what he is trying to do is to figure out who the go-getters on the team are, who are the people who actually want to do work, actually want to show up, actually want to contribute. And he's trying to separate those from the people who are like basically on permanent vacation, because at Twitter had so many fucked up staffing policies. Like basically you could take as much vacation as you wanted. There was no accountability for getting anything done at all. And I think, one of the things that you have to instill in people is both responsibility and accountability, and saying like, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this thing where you guys are napping all day and getting free food in the cafeteria and not even showing up to work and taking permanent vacation because you woke up and had a headache or something like that. Like it's the way it is. And I think that I completely understand him wanting to identify like the staff that are going to be more on his level. He's trying to change the culture of the company. And I also think the severance package that he's offering is more than generous. And so, anytime a new owner comes in, there's going to be a shift in values. And I think that, he's laying down the gauntlet and saying, here's what I want. This is the expectation. You're either on the team or we are welcome to part ways at this point. And I think that he's done it in the appropriate way. And, I have nothing bad to say about it so far.
Okay. I mean, it just sounds like, and again, like it's fine. Like if he wants to populate his staff with workaholics that have no family, no life whatsoever, that's his prerogative. And I mean, I think as a business owner that owns a company, like, well, why not? That is the most practical thing to do. But around the holidays, I don't know.
Again, he gave them severance, and it's not like they didn't know it was coming. Like Elon Musk was like, trying to buy the company for a while. So I'm on board, but I want to see, Joshua, because there have been all sorts of predictions, of course, about how Twitter is going to go down at any moment. It is going to go completely offline. And Elon Musk, of course, has said that Twitter usage is higher than ever. And when he reinstated Trump's account, even though Trump hasn't tweeted yet, and don't think I'm not going to ask about that, even though Trump hasn't tweeted yet, like as soon as his account got reinstated, it was like boom, and then like the World Cup and all this stuff. And so I guess the first question I want to ask is, what is the fate of Twitter?
Very well. Let's look at that. And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Very well. Let's see here. What is the fate of Twitter?
No tower. No tower. No tower. No tower.
But there's definitely going to be. I think they're going to get sued. Something's going to happen with the Page of Swords. This is like bad news.
I don't like the Page of Swords.
No, out of
he's
all
an
the
uppity
pages,
little dick.
Yeah, he's definitely a dick. But this is like bad news. Information coming that might be misconstrued. It can be gossip, slander. I get it being something in terms of legal, right? There's a power shift, and people are trying to control Twitter. And I think with the Seven of Wands, they're going to have to take a stand. But I feel like they're going to be up against forces that are greater than themselves. So I don't know if it's the CDC or what population or what sect is able to try to control Twitter, but they're definitely going to be coming for them. And Twitter is going to have to take a stand, an unpopular position. And I think that what will happen is that Elon Musk will wind up having to meet in the middle, although I don't think he's going to admit it. So I feel like there's going to be something probably in terms of censorship. They're going to come after them. I think Elon Musk and Twitter are going to be like, we get to say whatever we want. And then what will happen with the Queen of Cups is they'll be like, all right, we'll meet you halfway. But I don't think that Elon Musk is going to actually say that. In typical Cancerian fashion,
right,
he will make a lateral move and he'll appease them, but he's not going to be overt about it because he doesn't want to piss off the people that want him to take a stand and want to be able to continue the wild, wild west there. So it's really interesting. He's so Cancerian.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, of course, one of the most controversial things he's done so far is do a Twitter poll on the reinstatement of Donald Trump, which got over 15 million votes in 24 hours.
For him or against?
For the overall poll, and then like a little over half of them were for reinstatement, and a little under half of them were against it. And so Elon Musk, as soon as the poll was done, reinstated Trump's account. Trump hasn't tweeted yet, mostly because he has contractual obligations to Truth Social, and so like he's not supposed to go on any other platform. But can we okay, I have so many questions about this. I guess maybe we'll start off. Is Trump ever going to tweet again? Will we see him back?
Okay, so even just like one tweet will suffice.
Yes. Will Trump be back on Twitter?
Will Trump at least make one tweet? And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
I think so. I don't think he'll be able to help himself.
Yeah.
The Ten of Wands comes up, so I think there is pressure from both sides. With the Hierophant, I think that he'll definitely lend his voice to that community. But it might be very, very like fast or brief, or it might be something that he does. Maybe it's via Truth Social. It could be a matter of, doing a screenshot of a Truth Social post.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that if he does anything, it's going to be pretty fast. I think that the pressure is on him to do so. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to help himself.
Can we see how Trump feels about having his Twitter account reinstated?
Sure, let's see.
Like, is he like chomping at the bit?
And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Very well, let's see here. How does Trump feel about having his Twitter account reinstated? Huh. It's interesting. I think that he feels as if he took a stand and that he did the right thing. He also probably feels like it's a bold move on Twitter's part. I think he is trepidatious just because perhaps with Truth Social and what he's doing there. But there is like he's tentative, right? He's not he's feeling like a sense of fear or failure with the Seven of Pentacles. And then with Two of Cups, I think that he feels more loved, right? Because so many people want him back. But it's interesting. There's definitely trepidation around going back to Twitter, definitely. And I think with our previous spread with 10 of Wands, it makes sense that there's pressure on him from both sides. I think that what's new is that he has people that are around him, maybe it's the True Social people, who are monitoring him more than they had previously.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is. He's like, oh fuck, now like what's gonna happen to my social media platform now that this one is like allowing me back on, and like will I be able to be successful with True Social or whatever, is like something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I really want Trump back on Twitter. It was so much better with Trump, I have to say.
Yeah, he certainly made things interesting, more interesting, that's for sure.
He did indeed. Well, I guess we'll have to see when Trump decides to finally tweet.